I'm actually excited about this live today because it is my forte. Hi, sexy Scorpio how are you today? Thank you, sweetheart. It was hard work. I'm a bit tired today. I don't know if you can tell, and I've changed my glasses, so let's see. So today I am on day 7 or 8. I'm getting a little bit confused with my confidence story or lives that I've committed to. I think it's day 8, which is quite cool. But yeah, I've decided to put myself out there and start kind of dropping some nuggets and helping people. A lot of the time, a lot of what I'm talking about is stuff that people ask, that I give out for free anyway. So I'll always have friends that ask me kind of for advice, especially on their business journey and their confidence journey. So today, as a serial entrepreneur, I am talking about the confidence that you need when stepping into entrepreneurship and business, and some of the tools and stuff that you can use to kind of really help to do that. So if there's anyone in the chat that is either already a business owner, a new business owner, or somebody that has a business idea and they're just really not sure on how to start, how or where to start. So yeah, drop some fire emojis in the chat and let me know. Some likes would be lovely too. But yeah, it's all about confidence in entrepreneurship and becoming the CEO of your life, which is no, it's not just for women. Men, I've got some nuggets for men too. Just to give you a bit of background, I have been a commercial director, sales manager in many different environments. So started off in property, where I trained up a lot of estate agents on how to sell. Did a little bit of recruitment, so that was a little bit almost like Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if anyone's seen that film. Really hardcore sales. Worked at Office Angels for a little bit, so that was a bit more flowery sales. So I've had years and years, probably showing my age if I tell you now, but I've probably had over about 25 years of sales training and sales experience. A lot of the people that I've trained up over the years are now managers and directors or business owners in their kind of own right and stuff like that. So just dropping some nuggets on, and I've had a couple of businesses. So one of my businesses was a magazine which was for entrepreneurial women, and then now I've got Busty Boob Tape. I've also had a property business myself. So there's a lot of kind of sales experience or business startup experience that I have acquired over the years. So I'm just kind of jumping on to share that experience. So if there's anyone that's aspiring to set up and run a business, don't really know how to, if there's anyone already in business that is looking at how do they kind of really start selling, maximizing their income and pushing their business to the next kind of level. So that's what the conversation is going to be about today. So no badass I think that's my favorite term on these lines. Badness, it's not just for women. There's going to be nuggets in there for men. I've trained up a lot of men in sales positions as well. So right, so today we're stepping into confidence in entrepreneurship, whether you're running a business, thinking about it, but what I think the first thing is that entrepreneurship or business ownership is not just about the product or service that you want to offer. It's one about taking control of your future and saying, do you know what, my PAYE salary is not enough for me. There's more that I want. There's more that I believe that I'm capable. I feel like I've got more of a purpose. But it's also understanding that behind every business, you are the brand. So whatever business that is, it comes from your vision, and you are the driver of that success. So what I'd like you to ask yourself is, are you happy with your life? Are you happy with the salary that you're getting at the moment? Because if you are, then probably this isn't going to be much value to you. But if you are a person that's saying, actually, I want more out of just going to a 9-to-5, having a boss tell me what to do. I want more money. I want more freedom. I want to be financially free. Then great. But also, are you a person that has a business idea but don't know where to start? I remember one time, and I will always say this, I feel that I thought of Uber before Uber came. Because I always have really, really good business ideas. And some I will put forward and some I won't. But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to claim that because I thought of it at some point, kind of thing. So have you got a business idea, but you really don't know where to start? You really don't know how to make it happen? Or do you feel stuck in a bit of a rut in your 9 to 5 and feel that you don't have time to really kind of pursue your dreams, if you like? Are you letting fear get in the way of you stopping money? Are you letting fear of rejection more so than anything, or more specifically? Is it that you're scared of kind of stepping out into the business world or the entrepreneurship world, or you don't really know how to do it? So those are the things that I want you to ask yourself. Are you tired of working hard while somebody else controls your paycheck? Somebody else is controlling your salary. You're working so hard for companies. And I remember years ago, I used to always say, listen, I've made millions and millions of pounds. I used to work in a estate agency, and I banked over £1 million for this estate agency, and my commission was 10%. So 10% of that million, while people may be happy for it, why should I only get 10% of the hard work that I've done when this company's made £1 million? That makes no sense, right? Because I've clearly got the skills to be able to do it. So yeah, that was kind of my place of being uncomfortable, because yeah, why should you be making £1 million? I need to make £1 million. I'm ready to retire already. This is at like 24. But yeah, if you're struggling with selling, putting yourself out there, then this is for you. This is definitely for you. So let's get started. So the first thing that I would say about entrepreneurship or your business journey is understanding your personal brand. Your personal brand, whatever it is that you want to sell, essentially, because business is about selling. So whatever it is that you want to sell, understand that people buy from people. So a lot of my businesses will be very much based on my personality. So even down to the branding, down to the type of person that I am. So understand that people will always buy from you. And I always used to give an example when I was training staff, is that you've got 2 Bentley showrooms side by side. You go into one and they've got exactly the same product, the exact same car. You go into one and the sales manager in there is not as nice, not as bubbly, not as friendly. You walk into the one next door and they're welcoming, they offer you a cup of tea, they sit down, they chat to you, they ask you about the kids. Who are you going to buy that Bentley from? And the product still stays the same. So that's what I'm trying to get across, is that people buy from people first and foremost. So understand what your personal brand is, who you are as a business owner, and the type of not just customer service, but the type of service that you want to offer. So understanding your personal brand is first and foremost. What do you stand for? What problem is it that you're trying to solve? Is it a problem that you personally have and have experience of? Is that your story behind it? But also finding what makes me different, what makes me unique. So my example of that would be Busty Boob Tape. The brand was a problem that I faced. I wanted to wear a particular outfit, couldn't find a solution because I was heavier chested. So I started researching, there's got to be a better way because I really, really want to wear this dress. So I done a lot of research, put Busty Boob Tape together. And then when I took it out to the market, I understood, or I quickly, after speaking to many of my customers, that this was a larger problem than just mine. A lot of people had this problem. So that's how my brand was born off my own problem, or my own solution to my problem. So definitely personal brand. It's all about your reputation. Protect it, build it, own it. It's who you are. And then a lot of businesses are born from kind of rejection or pain. So a previous business that I had was born off the back of the fact that I was fired. I've only been fired once in my life, and I was working for a luxury magazine, a high-end luxury magazine, and I absolutely loved. I was a commercial director, and I was managing 13 different regions, so 13 members of staff, 13 different magazines. So I absolutely loved the industry. I loved just going out, speaking to people, luxury high-end clients essentially of this magazine. What I didn't love is I had a boss who was an absolute nightmare. When I say this boss is probably one of the worst bosses that I've had, and it was because he was almost like a rich kid that had no business sense, and he just saw the industry, the advertising industry, as a big party and pay other people to make your money. So I was the person that was being paid to make the money. But outside of that, it was a lot of partying every night, taking the staff members out, getting absolutely slaughtered, nights in hotels. And then what he would do is, and this is when I got fired, is he took everyone out for the night out. They were in hotels doing what they did in that industry. I won't go into it, but there was a lot of stuff that they did. Hi, Mr. DW. So there was a lot of things that they done within that industry that weren't to my values. So I never went out with them because I was just like, no, that's not for me. I'm just going to stick to the plan and be the sales manager that I was. And they would be in hotels till 7 o'clock in the morning, but everyone was supposed to start at 8:30. And he would be in the hotels and he would call me at 8:30 and say, is so-and-so in? Is so-and-so at their desk? Is so-and-so at their desk? And I'd be like, well, no, because they've literally just left you. Do you know what I mean? And he'd tell me to fire them. If they weren't back, fire them. And I'd just be like, you can't do that. Like, you can't, like, you're still at the hotel, still hungover or whatever, come down, whatever it is that you're doing. But he would tell me to fire them, and he would do things like I would get the whole team to smash their target. So let's say we had a target of 250 grand. They would make 250 grand with still like 3 or 4 days to go. He would then up the target so that they couldn't get their commissions to 300 grand or 350 grand in the space of 2 days. And it was like, well, you can't do that. So that was my story, in that he ended up firing me because I just wasn't going to settle for bad behaviour, and I wasn't going to settle for unfairness, especially as I was the voice of my staff, kind of thing. So when he fired me, I was like, okay, cool, watch this. What did I do? I set up my own magazine. So I set up my own magazine because, and this is where I'm talking about rejection, pain. It wasn't nice to get fired. I'd never been fired in my life. I was always top earner, right? But I was just like, you know what, cool, fine, I can do this better than you, kind of thing. So I set up my own magazine, and I looked at the magazine, which was very, very high end, very luxury, and it didn't speak to me because I didn't want to spend at that time £3,000 on a handbag, £300 maybe, but so didn't speak to me because I didn't want to spend at that time £3,000 on a handbag, £300 maybe, but so I can't £3,000 on a handbag, £300 maybe, but sorry, are you back? I'm so sorry, my phone decided to overheat. Are you still here? Thank you for staying if you are. Let me know, drop some emojis in the chat and let me know that you're still here. I'm actually going to go and buy a new phone today. I want to see this TikTok thing. I'm going to try and maybe see. Are you still here? So I was talking about a bad boss. I was talking about how me being fired from a job led me to one of my businesses. So I was fired from a magazine from a really bad boss, and I decided to then create a magazine. So I decided to create the magazine because I really understood that actually I'm good at what I do. And that was good, and it was a real turning point when the magazine was so successful, to the point where I managed to hold a launch event at the O2, and over 800 people turned up, and I did that single-handedly. So yeah, it's just am I back now? I can't see. Am I back? I think I'm back. I hope I'm back. Let me know. Drop some emojis in the chat. Wicked. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go and buy a new phone. I'm not used to this this TikTok live. I can see and hear you clearly. Thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about when I turned the negativity of me being fired into a positive and launched a competitor essentially, and that was really good. And it was real kind of a pat on the back when I'd heard from people that were still there that when I'd launched the magazine, they were all kind of standing around a computer going, oh my God, but it's actually good though, it's actually good, it's actually, and it wasn't that I'd always aspired to run a magazine, but if you remember, I'd said I really enjoyed the industry, I really enjoyed speaking to the customers, I really enjoyed that type of sales, so I set up a business, and it was a profitable business. And that was quite easy because I'd learnt that skill within that environment. So even though it turned out being not so good because I was fired, it was like, okay. And then another turning point was my last position, where I had another boss that was really, really horrible. She was really horrible. And I just thought, you know what, this stops. I'm not going to allow somebody else to have control over my finances and over my income. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm skilled enough. I've learned so many skills over the years that I don't actually need to submit to your bullying in order to just get paid, right? So it was talking about turning that power. A lot of businesses are born from rejection, from being sacked, from redundancy. What is it that you can offer or that you can do and offer to people outside of your job? So I'm not saying kind of quit your job if you've got a horrible boss, but actually, what is the strategy? What are you learning? What skills are you learning to be able to kind of lead you on a path towards financial freedom? So the lesson there is often your struggles can lead to your success. They can hold the key to your success. If you're in an environment where you just know this isn't for you. I mean, I personally have never been in a workplace environment and thought, I can see myself here in 10 years' time. I don't even think I've thought that I can see myself here in 5 years' time, because I've always been quite entrepreneurial. So you have an idea, and you've got a business and you really don't know how to get it started, how to launch it, how to take it to the next step, and that all comes down to sales. It all comes down to sales, selling yourself, selling your product, selling your story, selling your brand, selling your service. All comes down to sales. So one of the best things that I would say is, like I said in the beginning, the first thing to do is to define your brand. Define your brand clearly. Write it down. Who are you? What is the message that you want to get out there? What is the kind of the whole feel behind your product or service? Yeah. And then get on the phones. Absolutely get on the phones. And I know that this is one of the hardest things for people to do, is get on the phones. And there's a number of ways you can do that. So things like LinkedIn, you can find decision makers for whatever industry, whatever kind of service or product you're looking for. LinkedIn, there is, I'll link all of these as well. There's things like Lucia, there's things like Zoom Info, where you can get people's information. So yeah, get on the phones. The best way to do that is there's a lot of free resources. So I've got stuff that I can help you with and I can send to you and I can share with you. But there's a lot of free resources. Ask people how to do a sales call. Like, you can go onto YouTube and say, how do I do a sales course? Or ChatGPT we've got these days. So my product or services, boob tape, because obviously that's what I do. Boob tape, who is my ideal customer? What is the best way to sell into those? So you can kind of think, whatever business it is, you can kind of put together a bit of a sales pitch. It's not going to be perfect. Sales doesn't come overnight. It's absolutely not going to be perfect. So a sales pitch, a presentation, and it will feel really, really uncomfortable. But one of the things that I always say, and I've said over the years to my sales staff that I've trained, is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because the truth is, if you've got 10 calls to make, The first one might be difficult. The second one might be difficult. The third one, they might even slam the phone down on you. And actually, a lot of people would give up at that point and just be like, I can't do this. This is so horrible. I don't like this. But actually, by the time you get to the 10th one, you've kind of almost perfected your pitch. You're a bit more comfortable, and it just becomes a lot easier. So you just have to keep going. You have to keep going and understand that when people say no, they didn't buy it in the first place, right? So on to the next. Do you know what I mean? It's not the ultimate rejection. If you believe in your business and you believe in your plan or product, keep going. Just keep going. Just take the rejections. I mean, I worked it. I mean, I can go deeper into this. I can do, and I probably will do later. But I can give you tools to how to turn no's into yes, objection handling, finding out the objections before they even say no. So there's a lot, and rejection for me now is not failure; it's feedback. Because why did they say no? If I've done my research into the right customer, the right person, I've perfected my pitch, there's a reason that they've said no. So what is it? And really kind of just using that to kind of make it a better conversation next time, or understand how I can overcome those objections. So definitely sales as a salesperson is the one. So I can definitely help you with that. If there's anyone here that needs help with sales or stuff like that, just put sales in the chat for me if you can. Yeah, I'm looking at kind of putting together ebooks. I have got a little nugget for you guys if you are interested. So I have got a little sales nugget that I have already put together. I was rushing to put that together because I thought, do you know what, there's so much value and I have so much information that I'd love to share, because entrepreneurship is freedom. I want to be able to sell my products while I sleep. I want to be able to tap on the screen now, just tap on the screen for me and just add the likes, and then it will push it out or share it and stuff like that would really, really help me. So yeah, or we can do Bora Bora. I want to be able to sit on a laptop in Bora Bora and sell my products and not have to worry about having to ask a boss if I can take 2 weeks off and them telling me no because it doesn't fit their diaries. Like, for me, that just makes absolutely no sense. We've got one life to live, so we need to live it, and financial freedom is the way to do it. So definitely start with your list of potential clients. I've given you some nuggets as to where you can find them, and even if you kind of don't have a business idea, this is another one. If you don't have a business idea but actually you want financial freedom, there's many resources. So alongside Boob Tape, I also have joined a company that allows me to learn while I earn, and that's a forex trading company. It's a marketing company where they have 5 different products that I can sell as I choose. So whether that's healthcare products, whether that's forex training courses, whether that's Airbnb courses, whether that's coffee, I have the option, because I've joined this course, I pay a small fee every month to be able to give me financial freedom. And that means I was more interested in the trading side of things, and I didn't know how to trade, so I learn while I earn. I'm getting taught how to trade, I'm training Wi-Fi money now, and even the automated trades, so they allow you to do automated trades. So even if you don't have a business but you actually know that you want financial freedom, just drop me a DM and I'll share the link with you and show you how to do that. But definitely there are a lot of free resources. You can gain knowledge through ChatGPT, YouTube, on marketing and branding, on sales and confidence, how to launch a business. You can even put how to launch a business in YouTube. But it's all about mindset and personal growth. And I look at things and I say, the Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos, he started in a broom cupboard with a couple of books, and look at it now. One of the richest men in the world. If you don't try it, you just never will know, right? One of the other key nuggets about business ownership and entrepreneurship is surround yourself with the right people. I can't express that enough. Surround yourself with the right people. Not everybody understands entrepreneurship. Not everyone understands your dream. Not everyone is there for your dream. So surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with other bosses. And there's quite a famous saying: if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? And it's so important to find the right circle. And if you don't have that in your friendship groups, go and find it. Go and find it. There's so many networking events. And if you look at some of my previous videos, you'll get some of the golden nuggets that I've shared when networking, and how to command the room and how to make the room come to you, as opposed to you going out and kind of really trying to pitch for the business. But if you don't have the right network around you as a business owner, find it. Go on to Eventbrite and look for events in your sector or events of interest. Go out, and you can even just buy a couple of business cards. I know people don't really give business cards anymore, but I still do. I still quite like them because I think it's a physical item that people will remember and they'll use. So yeah, surrounding yourself with the right people is absolutely imperative. So build your network, attend networking events, find a mentor. If you need to find a mentor, I have a brilliant mentor called Nikki Sutherland as part of the Rebuild community. And for me, I did feel excuse me, I felt like I was almost at the top of my game. There was not many people that could advise me, but I still knew that there was so much for me to learn. There was so much for me to kind of build upon. I had all of this information, I had all of this experience, but I really needed somebody to help me to push it to the next level. So I found Nikki Sutherland as part of the Rebuild community, and I promise you it has been the most phenomenal group of people that I've met. It was and it's kind of branded as the safe space for strong women. There are men in there as well, so you are welcome, men. But the people who I've met in there, I've got an accountability partner who's constantly teaching me things, constantly keeping me accountable. So surrounding yourself with the right people and it's just imperative. Find yourself a mentor, go to networking events, build that community. If you can't see that community right in front of you, build it. Build that community, find it. Find people who are doing what you want to do or who have had those successes and learn from them, because we can always learn. Like I said, I thought that I knew quite a lot, and I do know quite a lot, but I still needed somebody to help elevate me to the next level, and I wasn't finding that in my immediate circles. And I'm not taking that away from anyone in my immediate circles. I'm just saying that I needed somebody that was that much further than me to be able to push me. Stop waiting for the perfect time. This is another thing, perfection. I made the mistake of always wanting, and maybe it's the Virgo in me, always wanting everything to be perfect before I pushed it out. And it doesn't need to be. And I remember at the event for the magazine that I did, I had so many people sponsor. I mean, I had so many people offer their business for free. So it was free food sponsored, free drinks sponsored. I had so many different entertainers, everything. And I was absolutely gutted when my photographer and videographer said that they couldn't make it. And I literally was like, it's not going to be perfect. I wanted everything to be perfect because I put everything on. And somebody said to me, but Tanya, no one's expecting them. They're not going to know. They're not going to know. And last minute I managed to get a photo booth. But the point that I'm making is your business doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to learn along the way. You're going to find things to add. You're going to find enhancements. You're going to find things that don't work. Owning a business and entrepreneurship is about constantly learning what works, what doesn't work for you. So yeah, if you're sitting in a job that you're thinking, oh, do you know, this isn't my dream, this isn't where I want to be, and you have a dream, do it. Start making a plan. I'm not saying to leave your job and just go into the world of entrepreneurship unprepared. I'm not saying that, but put your strategy in place. And entrepreneurship doesn't always look sexy. That might mean doing your 9 to 5 and coming back and actually working from 7 till 11 to kind of put your plan together, put the cogs in. And I always explain it almost like the snowball effect, right? So it starts off small, and then you just build upon it and build upon it and build upon it until it really starts building up momentum. And some of the businesses that I've done, even the magazine, that started literally on a piece of scrap paper of me just scribbling down all these ideas that I had in my head and just getting it on paper. So yeah, make a plan, start making a plan, start working on your plan. So some of the things that I would say is, some of the homework is write your CEO statement, write your boss statement, define your personal brand. It's so important. Who are you? For example, I help women with confidence. I help women to be able to wear whatever they want, when they want, how they want. I help women, whatever it is that your business is about, write your personal statement. I do it with grace, I do it with love, I do it with care, I do it with personality, and maybe a little bit of sass. Do you know what I mean? So write your personal brand. Who are you? Who is the CEO of this brand? Turn your pain into purpose. Turn whatever it is, write down 3 challenges that you've overcome. 3 challenges that you've overcome personally, and brainstorm how that might be able to help others. So for me, it was a lot of, and hence why I'm here, a lot of it was my confidence challenges, because if you saw the very first one, I wasn't a very confident child. I had to learn confidence. So confidence was a muscle that I'd kind of developed over the years based on the different scenarios that I'd experienced and based on the different things that I'd been. So turning your pain into purpose. Write down the 3 challenges that you've overcome and brainstorm how that might be able to help others, because I can tell you a lot of the time somebody else has gone through it, somebody else is going through it, somebody else is looking for your testimony to help them to get through it. If you have a business, I say make the first 10 calls. Make the first 10 calls, the first pitches that I've said. Reach out to potential clients, because all they can do is say no, but you don't have them right now. So the no, just see it as a driving force. See it as practice. See it as practice. See it as practice as to how you're going to pitch your business. Reach out to, just face rejection. Like, don't fear it. Face it head on. There's a saying that I always say, and it probably could be relevant to this. I apply it to most areas of life, and that is, if you're going through hell, just go through it, because it's going to end, right? Another piece of homework, find one free resource, and apply it. So whether that's going onto YouTube and asking, how do I start a business, or going on to ChatGPT and saying, do you know what, I have such and such an idea, build me a plan as to how to launch this. Definitely do this. The nugget that I've got for you, I actually do have a sales course that I'm going to put a link in my bio, actually. And what I've decided to do for people that have joined the live, I've only put a small nominal fee on it. It will go up to £97, but it's going to be £15 for the next kind of 24 hours. So if you know anybody that could really help with sales training, it's about building your sales funnels, it's about kind of pitching your business, but I found it to be one of the most valuable courses, whether now or later, for really elevating your sales cycle and really just pushing yourself to sell, and almost like a blueprint of sales. So I'm going to put the link in my bio when I finish this live. Some of the songs, I've done songs every day. I don't know how I've become, I probably will end up putting together a playlist, but I'm very much a person that feels the songs and really uses them to kind of get me into the mood. So Kanye West, Power, Nicki Minaj, Moment for Life, and Beyonce, My Power. So those are my 3 songs for today. So that is it. Is there any questions? Let me know if there's any questions. Some more likes would be, let me know if you got any value from today. But yeah, if you've got an idea, if you're in a situation and you think, you know what, I want to make more money. So there's a few things. Launch that business. If you want to find other ways to make money, I've got a resource. Like I said, I've got another company that I pay a small nominal fee to be able to allow me to generate another income. There's so many ways. If you are in a position and you think, I can't see myself staying in this business as an employee, and you want that financial freedom, get onto it. That's the best thing that I can say. Step into your power and your purpose.